What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, all right? It is the 20th day of August, and here we are at about $113.5 thousand, down 3.3% this week. Most of that came in from yesterday, the 19th. Yes, 2.9% to the downside. Quite the torrential downtrend there. We're up about 0.6% on the day so far, 20 hours, 36 minutes left. Tried to call the low here, and we missed it by a hair, right? So far, we went to a lower price of less than 0.5%, and I need to hang my head in shame and sell my channel to one of these trolls that knows better or something like that, because I don't know what I'm doing here. No, man, that's not bad. That's really not that bad. That's not that far away. I always find it funny when people are like, haha, I went lower. It's like, well, do you think that every single time I call for the low, it's going to be right there? I don't even think that. I'm going to try to call for the low. Why not? I'm in the position to do it, right? I'm sure you guys try to do it too with your buddies, with your on your Discord pages, right, on your x.com. Everybody tries. And it's not the easiest thing to do. In fact, when I tried doing it, it was right here at the low. Not like after the fact. Most people are going to start to call for the low after the fact. I'm trying to be a front runner here, and with that, I'm going to be wrong sometimes, right? Or oftentimes even, and that's okay. The reality is, guys, this is the low here at about 112.5K, but we could go lower. We still could go lower. I mean, I was looking at these liquidations here, man, and we keep piling on the longs all the way down. I remember, if we look at this on a daily time frame, I remember this low over here. We did not have $1 billion in longs 2 hours after finding that low. You know what I mean? Like something's wrong with the bulls right now. We're broken. We're just feeding the bears. We're becoming bears with our long positions here, man. Because longs, whenever they get liquidated, just force sell, and that makes that makes the price go lower. It's like a long squeeze. And don't get me wrong, there are way more shorts than longs at this point in time. But we're pretty damn close to clearing out these longs. I mean, we're at 113.5K now. 114.5K, we've got about 800 million in shorts to clear out. $1,000 the other way would be about 112.5K. We've got about, I guess, okay, we're pretty close. We're closer to closing out the shorts than the longs, but still, while we're down here, why not just clear these guys out? It happens, right? Just because we're closer doesn't mean that we have to go up that way, but at this point in time, I wouldn't be surprised if this was the low. It's deserved. It's in an area that makes sense. You know, it's totally valid that could be the low there. We have moved a tremendous amount through this fib range. If we look from a low to a high here, we've gone all the way through the 886. I mean, this just doesn't happen, guys. This is very uncommon behavior. We didn't even say hi to the golden ratio. We just blasted right through it and stopped below the 886. This kind of behavior is very typical when you're in a volatile type of movement, where we would go all the way back to the 382, the 0.5, or the golden ratio at least. Any and all of these targets are fine. So, if we were to go lower, I would personally prefer it if we went lower first and then we came up here. Because if we go higher, if we go up here and then we come back down here, that really does put us in jeopardy of going down even below 110K. And I personally don't. That's not in my bingo card, man. I'm not expecting that. I'm not looking for that. So, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did go lower, right? I don't know if this is the low at this point. I'm a little bit skeptical, and the only reason for that is that there are still so many longs piled on. People are really just trying to snag those positions. We're not really bouncing. Like if we look at this kind of behavior here, just pay attention to how that looks. We go back here, go back to this low. You see how we just like moved right up after we found the low. We moved right on up. I mean, we consolidated for a little bit, and in that sense, I guess it kind of looks like that. We are moving right on up. Let's be fair. I guess we need to keep moving up then. That's the thing. We got to keep moving up. If we stop here, lower we go. But if we keep moving up, then sure. Yeah, I guess this is actually right on par for that kind of move. Looking at it now. Silly C-Zar, what were you thinking? 1 hour RSI, lower lows, lower highs here. Looking like you're in a downtrend. You've got the higher lows here with this bullish divergence in the oversold zone. That typically does mark a bottom. We're looking for it here. Moving down with less volume, typical of marking a low or at least trying to reverse direction. Stochastics are coming up. That's bullish. The MACD is cross green. That's bullish as well. If we're looking at this on a 4-hour time frame, I mean, we're killing that bearish momentum there. We are looking to cross up on the stochastics there, and the RSI does have bullish divergence after ending in a downtrend as well. All of these things are very bullish, my friends. So with that being said, again, and me saying that I wouldn't be surprised if we went lower is not me saying that I'm expecting that we go lower. I am expecting that we're at the low or very near the low. I'm saying that I wouldn't be surprised if we went lower, so that if and when we do, it's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal, right? It's nothing that should shake people out. Whenever you start to cling to an idea that this is the low, that you're safe now, gung ho, go long 100x, and then you see a lower low, you start to panic. You short sell, you get out of crypto entirely, and then that's whenever it rips. So don't put yourself in that position. It's very possible that we could go lower, and we're still fine if we do. Okay, but hell, at this point, I think things are looking promising. That's for damn sure. Starting off the day on the right note, we'll see how it goes. Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Wednesdays are typically some bigger movement days. Whenever we do move up, we move pretty fast into the upside on Wednesdays. We had a nice movement up here, moved up 1% in a 4-hour time frame, which actually is a lot for Bitcoin. Looks like we're going to do that here even. Ethereum's looking like it wants to find its slow moving up. We're going to get a bullish engulfing candle here. We got 31 minutes left in this 4-hour time frame. XRP, the number 3 currency, number 1, number 2, and number 3, all looking fierce here. Bullish divergence there. No bullish divergence there, but that's okay. I think you got it on the MACD. Bullish divergence on the Bitcoin chart. If we're looking at this on the daily time frame, as far as indicators go, you are where your RSI is right at an area that you found support once, twice, 3 times before, even 4 times before. If you count this 30 or this 40 to 30 area as an area for support in the RSI, you do typically find support here. Overall, a very bullish daily RSI. The only thing that's got me a little bit is that we're starting off the day on such a bullish note already, but that's okay. I mean, sometimes we do that. I'm superstitious, right? I'd rather see us start off on a bearish note and then move up, which we kind of already did. We did see a lower low. And then also beyond that, the one thing that has me thinking we could go lower is the fact that we went below the 886. It's pretty weird. To me, that's kind of weird that we went that low. I wonder, is that the 069? It is the 069. Sometimes it happens, man. Sometimes you do find support on that. I don't know. Kind of weird. But again, what we're looking for right now, regardless if we go a little bit lower or not, is a dramatic, rapid recovery. Okay, this was pretty fast on the way down. I wouldn't be surprised if we took our time on the way up for like the first half of this, but as we really get underway, as it really becomes solidified that this is the low, we should pick up the pace. Going into the end of the month, I do think we're going to have that rally. Going into the beginning of September and throughout September, I think September is going to be a fantastic month. Everybody talks about September being a red month or a bad month, and the truth of the matter is it's not. It actually is not a bad month or a red month. From a color perspective, red or green, yes, most Septembers in Bitcoin's history have been red, but barely. And of those red Septembers, most of them close like less than 8% to the downside. They're very neutral months. Even the green ones, they're very neutral as well. September's a very neutral month, not a red month or a bearish month, right? And if we look here, actually, just for example, last September closed up 7% to the upside. We moved down, but then we moved up, right? The September before that in 2023 was green as well, 4% to the upside, but also a neutral month. Both of those months less than 8% to the upside. We go to the September before that, it was red, but negative 3%, right? You go to the September before that, it was negative 7% to the downside, right? The September before that was negative 7% to the downside as well. These are very neutral months. They're not these terrible sell-off months. That was a negative 13%. Okay, it happens. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but that was also around the time of the COVID crash. Let's get this last one in here. Negative 5%. Like, these are nothing months that nobody cares about, right? September here, negative 7%, but you did drop a lot. To be completely fair, you did dump a lot in that September, but then you came back up also pumping. So ranging quite the bit there in that September of 2017. We could keep going back, and it's all the same stuff, right? But all I'm trying to say is, all these people saying that September is going to be a bloodbath, I don't know about that, man. I think we had the bloodbath, and maybe. It was a bloodbath to the bulls and to the bears, man. We've been shaking out the markets left and right, going up, coming back down, coming back up, coming back down. And could we go lower? Absolutely. I keep saying that not because I expect it. Again, I'm not expecting that we go lower, but if we do, it just wouldn't surprise me, right? We could genuinely go below this low. What I would want to see if we did go below this low is that we don't go too far below it, man. I really hope we don't get below 110K. But with that being said, from a low here to a high there, 108.7K is the minimum target. I suppose if it comes in the form of like a wicked flash crash and then we recover all in the same week or the same day or the same hour, hopefully, If it's something like this, a candle like this, then that would be the best result, right? That's clearly just a stop hunt, clearing out a bunch of longs and then getting us set up to go higher. We would pile on the shorts at that rate, and that would definitely fuel the fire to the upside. But as far as indicators go on the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame goes and the daily time frame goes, we're at a turning point. I really do think, I mean, we look at the MACD, we're bouncing here off the zero, we look pretty damn good. We look at the stochastics, you're in the oversold zone. Typically, you don't spend too much time here, though, right? You spend a lot more time in the overbought zone than you do in the oversold zone, and the RSI is right where it likes to bounce from. So all these things saying that, hey, man, if this isn't the low, it's pretty damn close, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was, right? We're calling for the low here. The low that I was calling for before was about like $600 up, right? We were calling for this low before. Now that we've seen this, I would say, like 5 or 6 hours later, however long it's been, 3 hours ago, I guess. I guess it's been like 8 or 9 hours, but 3 hours ago, 2 hours ago at this point, 2.5 hours. All the semantics, man, they're killing me. I'm too literal sometimes. I would very much expect that this is the low. And if we go lower, again, even though I expect this to be the low, if we go lower, it's not that big of a deal. And I doubt that we would drop a lot from here. I really am doubting that we drop anywhere from like, I would be surprised at this point if we got below 112K, okay? Just because that would surprise me doesn't mean it can't happen, okay? Understand, again, in case I'm not being concise and clear, we could drop, we just saw a target, right? We could drop down to 108K and everything would be fine. As long as it's a quick reaction. It would have to be, the way we drop, it would have to be a very quick reaction, okay? Quick down and quick up. It would have to be like so quick that you don't even have time to think about it. You just have time to feel that empty pit in your stomach for a second, and then we move up and it's a bad dream, right? All in the same day or the same hour. But we don't have to go that low. I don't expect that we're going to go below 112K. I don't really know what else to say, man. I feel like a broken record at this point, so I'm just going to end the video there. Very much believe that we're on our way higher. A lot of people are calling for 150K, and I very much believe that we're going to go well past that. 150K is child's play. We take a high to a low here from the original bull market high there back in January of this year to the low on April 7th. The 2272 is all the way up here at about $179,000. Typically, you do with your 2272, you do a little dance just above it. You don't stop at it or below it, okay? And the 2272 might be more obscure than some of these other fib extensions. But what's not obscure is the golden ratio. And what's not obscure is last cycle's all-time high to the bear market low. And the fact that the golden ratio is right here lined up with this 2272. What's not obscure is the fact that Bitcoin throughout its history with these cycle high to low golden ratio extensions has always wicked above them. Doesn't stop at them, doesn't stop just below them, wicks above them. What's just above them? The 2272, which is also an area that you typically wick above. So 180K. A lot of people calling for 150K. I think this move is going to end at 180K. That's not where the end of the cycle is going to be. That's just where we'll be, probably by the end of September, maybe at the end of October at this point, depending on how September goes. And then from there, consolidate, do a little dance. Going into the end of the year, we should see a nice another rally, consolidate again, and then finale finish. I think it's going to be a spectacular finish, you guys. We're going to see this thing pick up at a pace that it hasn't seen this whole damn cycle going into the end of this year and the beginning of next year. But time will tell. We'll see how it goes. I don't really have anything else that I want to say, so I'm just going to end it there. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.